Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's very special for me to be here, and particularly since I brought my friend and colleague Chris Anderson from the US. When I grew up, there was still a war in Vietnam, so that was a big thing when I grew up, also in Sweden. We went on a bicycle ride yesterday, and it was just fantastic to see the countryside so close to Hanoi in Vietnam, and it's I'm very happy to see how well Vietnam has done since 1975, the official peace day in Vietnam. So it's great to be here on a peaceful mission and to talk. And the reason I'm here is thanks to Environment for Development and the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, SIDA. So a part of the Environment for Development is the newly started marine program. And it's great that we are part of the policy day when it is in Vietnam. I'd just like to say that I'm in charge of this program together with Francisco Alpizar from CATI and Costa Rica. And we have two major areas. I mean, saving the oceans is like, there's a lot of work to be done. But we are focusing on the one hand, fisheries and aquaculture, which is the topic of today's afternoon session. But we also work with marine plastic pollution. And yeah, I just want to show a few slides before the next speaker takes on, and then I come back later on. So why is it good to be in Vietnam? Well, it turns out if you look at capture fisheries production, Eugenia, can you see this slide? Yeah, so it's barely. I mean, it's, I excuse, it's always a problem. You want to squeeze in information into a PowerPoint, and it may not that easy to read. But it's the top 10 capture fisheries nations around the world, and you see that Vietnam is number 8. So Vietnam is a major contributor when it comes to capture fisheries production. When it comes to aquaculture production, it's even more dominated by the Asian countries. And in this respect, Vietnam has had, like many of the other countries, tremendous growth. You see the first column from 1995, total aquaculture production in Vietnam was 381,000 tons. And in 2016, the corresponding figure was, if I see right, 3.6 million tons. So a dramatic increase over just about 20 years. Finally, the thing that we're not going to talk about here today, marine plastic pollution. Again, Vietnam is among the top nations. Maybe not so good, but that is a fact. As we all know, a lot of the production for all global consumption is based in Asia today. So China is the country that, according to this study published in Science some years ago, you see that Vietnam is number 4 in terms of marine mismanaged plastic waste, and how they define that I will not go into details. But so for that reason, I'm very happy that we have this marine program, and even more happy that we have the EFD Vietnam, and the director, Nam, is present here. So that's good, and I hope that we will have a fruitful collaboration between EFD Vietnam and the rest of the EFD centers, and of course also with policymakers in Vietnam. So ending there, I hope I kept my time limit for the introduction. It's now time for the next speaker. But I won't dare trying to pronounce the name, so I leave that to our moderator. Thank you very much for your attention.